We welcome you to the Torino Esposizione. Day 5 of the men's hockey competition here in Torino. A huge contingent on hand from Latvia. The first of 6 games today as 2 former Soviet republics get together on the ice at the Olympics for the first time ever. It's Latvia going up against Kazakhstan. And a good morning back in the U.S. I'm Kenny Albert along with Joe Micheletti. Latvia with a good start here in Torino. They tied the United States 3-3, but they have not won a game since then, losing their last 3. Latvia led in scoring by defenseman Sandis Ozoliņš of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Well, he's a great offensive player. He's almost like a fourth forward on the ice because of his ability to find open holes. And if you're not watching him closely, he'll just sneak in like he does there and find that open hole. And once he gets the puck, he's got a deadly shot. So for Ozoliņš, kind of a rover on the ice, you've got to keep an eye on him.
Ozoliņš leading all defensemen in scoring here in Torino with 4 points. Latvia in white, Kazakhstan in blue. Kazakhstan, the only team without a point in this tournament. They have lost their first 4 games. In goal for Latvia, Sergei Naumovs, and former New York Ranger Vitaly Yeremayev. For Kazakhstan, Yeremayev in his last start here, Joe, 49 saves in a 1-0 loss to Russia.
Yeah, he was absolutely terrific. And again, anytime the former Russian countries end up playing against each other, and of course they used to be one, it's a tremendous rivalry.
And this is the first time at the Olympics. First meeting between Latvia and Kazakhstan. They have met in other international tournaments. This is Nick Antropov of the Maple Leafs firing wide. Antropov without a point so far over the first 4 games.
Oh, what an opportunity. Absolutely great opportunity. And wide of the net. And there's the starting goaltender for Latvia. We thought we might see Artur Zerbe, but he gets the day off.
Now, Naumovs has played in 1 game, a 6-1 loss to Sweden. He faced 40 shots in Latvia's 3rd game. Latvia with the tie against Team USA, losses to Slovakia, Sweden, and Russia. They lost their last game to Russia 9-2. Ilya Kovalchuk scored 4 goals.
Not a bad night. Well, that Russian team is so absolutely loaded with offensive talent, and they're playing with the confidence as if they feel they can win the gold here in Torino.
Russia has won their last 3 games after losing to Slovakia 5-3 in their opener. We should mention 7 of the 8 spots in tomorrow's quarterfinals have been clinched. And for all intents and purposes, Team USA has clinched a spot. If Latvia wins this game and Team USA loses to Russia, Latvia and the U.S. would have the same record. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head. Well, they tied their game. The second tiebreaker is goal differential. And right now, the U.S. with a 16-goal advantage over Latvia in that department.
Well, Latvia is looking for a miracle. And there's their head coach, Leonid Beresnez. And 7 of 8, really 8 of 8.
Yeah.
I mean, the U.S. will be in there.
And they will face Finland. That matchup has been set. Oh, a good opportunity on the rebound by Beresnez after the initial shot by Ankipants.
You know, Beresnez had a wide open net, but the puck was rolling on him. And if the puck had been flat, I mean, it would have been an easy goal for him to just put it on the empty side. Because it was rolling, he didn't get all of it. It went up high over the net, and that kept this game scoreless. Here it is again. Now watch the puck. See how it's rolling? I mean, a wide open net. And just for Beresnez, just no opportunity for him to control that shot.
And then heading back up ice, Beresnez called for a hooking penalty. So Kazakhstan on the power play. Kazakhstan just 2 for 19 with the extra skater here in Torino.
They've had a difficult time scoring goals. They played 4 games, and have just 4 goals in those 4. 1 shorthanded, 2 on the power play, and 1 at even strength.
And 1 player by the name of Evgeny Koreshkov has 3 of the 4 goals scored by Kazakhstan in this tournament. He is not on the ice now, but should be on the second power play unit. And That line now heading onto the ice with Antropov and the Koreshkov brothers. Alexander, number 17, Evgeny, number 19. Antropov with the puck, dropping it off. Chelyakov could not handle. Comes out to the point. Big drive, and it got behind Naumov's. Cleared up the boards and out. Now the Koreshkov brothers on the ice for Kazakhstan. 1 minute remaining on their power play with Berzinch in the box.
And 19 is the player to watch. He just went down on the ice after a collision with today's referee.
The referee is from Sweden, Christer Larking, the linesman from Canada and Germany. Here's Koreshkov with the puck, dropping it off for his brother Alexander. Back to Evgeny. 3 goals in the tournament of the 4 scored by Kazakhstan. Bumped off the puck. Kept alive by Alexander Koreshkov. Out to the point. Shemelin back to Koreshkov.
Evgeny is not a big player, but he has the ability. He's got great hands and can find the open areas. And what a shot.
Alexander Koreshkov with the puck. Evgeny setting up in front. Shemelin with a shot. And that one's blocked by a diving Archipons.
A beautiful play.
Alexander Koreshkov. Penalty winding down. Antropov had it knocked off his stick by Ozolinsh. So Latvia able to kill off the first Kazakhstan power play.
Yeah, we talked about Ozolinsh being an excellent offensive player. On that particular play, he made a great defensive play using his stick to knock the, just poke check the puck, and then his team able to clear the zone.
Puck backhanded in by Samokvalov. Naumov sends it up the boards. Early first period, Latvia and Kazakhstan are scoreless. Puck held in, and Naumov's able to make the stop on the shot off the stick of Popkov. Carried across, and an opportunity for Sipolis.
Naumov's has made some pretty good saves here in the early part of this game.
Naumov's making his second start. Artur Zerbe, 13 years in the NHL, has started 3 of the 4 games played by Latvia.
He was great the first game against Team USA in a 3-3 tie.
Vasilchenko with a shot, did not make it all the way through. Kept alive by Uper. Dmitry Uper carries into the corner. Uper with a shot through a screen. Naumov's knocked it down, and it's cleared out of trouble by Saviel.
Yeah, these saves by Naumov's have not been easy because Kazakhstan are getting players to the front of the net. They're trying to get players in front of him.
Now an opportunity for Redless. Dropping it off. Shot deflected by Ziadin. And now it's cleared down into the Latvia zone.
Now, neither of these teams have many NHL players. Really, for the most part, just 4 total on these 2 teams. And there are 150 NHL players that are participating in the Olympics. And they are the best players in the world. That's not just slight players that are playing in Europe, but the teams with the most NHL players seem to be the strongest teams in the tournament.
The only team without a current NHL player is Italy, although they have 3 former NHL players on their roster. The goaltender for Kazakhstan playing today, Yeremayev, played 4 games in the NHL with the New York Rangers during the 2000-2001 season. But Antropov is the only other player in the Kazakhstan lineup currently in the NHL with Toronto. Latvia with 2, both defensemen, Ozolinsh and Strashkin, who plays for Colorado.
And Strashkin is a great blocker of shots.
Also the current Ironman in the National Hockey League. He's played 410 consecutive games for Nashville and Colorado. Latvia also with 3 former NHL players. Urbe, Vasiliev, who is not in the lineup today, out with an injury. And number 13 for Latvia, Gregory Pantaleev, played 54 games in the NHL. Latvia also with a number of players, 6 in all, who have played in the minor leagues in North America. So a number of players in this game with pro experience in North America, but only 2 playing in the game today currently in the National Hockey League.
And that noise you continue to hear in the background is this great contingent of Latvians that have made the trip here. They have really been something. I mean, this is a country of 2 million people. 5,000 Latvians have made the trek to Torino, and they make noise.
And they're sitting in the section right next to us. A drive score by Alexander Koreshkov. So Kazakhstan with the early lead, 7 minutes, 20 seconds in. First goal of the Olympics for Alexander Koreshkov.
Well, he took the shot, and again, Kazakhstan is trying to get bodies to the front of the net. Now Umov's on this play. There's a little play at the center. Now look at the traffic in front. Now, you know what? I think he just gets beat. It might have deflected on the way. Let's see if it changes direction. Looks like it went through his legs. It might have ticked off the stick on the way there. Let's take another look. Well, maybe he just missed it. And then his own player gave him the high stick. Said you should have stopped that one. Alexander Koreshkov with the goal, and Kazakhstan, who's had difficulty scoring in this tournament, they take an early 1-0 lead.
Koreshkov, the captain, 37 years of age. 2 years older than his brother Evgeny. So the Koreshkov brothers have combined for 4 of the 5 goals scored by Kazakhstan. Second lead of the tournament, and the game nearly tied up by Pantaleyev.
Wide open. I thought he was going to try and deflect it in the short side, and for some reason he ended up going to the far side. He might have got a little bit of a hook from behind, but it was a beautiful setup.
Kazakhstan scored first in their last game. Koreshkov's brother Evgeny scored the first goal against Slovakia. Peter Bondra tied that game late in the second period. And then Marian Hossa won it with a goal in the third. That the second consecutive 1-goal loss by Kazakhstan against a quality opponent. They lost 1-0 to Russia, 2-1 to Slovakia. They lead here.
Everything's bigger and better in an RV. Even birthday balloons. What will you discover? Go RVing. Visit GoRVing.com for a free video and see an RV deal.
A look at 36-year-old Sergei Naumov, the Latvian goaltender. Latvia trailing Kazakhstan 1-0 on the goal scored by Alexander Koreshkov, his first of the Olympics from Evgeny. Koreshkov at 7:20 for Alexander, his 4th career Olympic goal. He scored 3 in Nagano. Kazakhstan took part of the Nagano games, but not qualified for the Salt Lake City games 4 years ago.
Well, that goal should have been stopped. I mean, that's when you expect your goaltender to make the save. And Naumov just missed it.
Naumov's covers. Naumov's played 6 years in North America. He played in the International League, the Central Hockey League, the West Coast Hockey League. In fact, he was the MVP of the West Coast Hockey League back in 95-96.
Now, this is a typical start, though, for Latvia in this tournament. They have been outscored 10-3 in first periods of their first 4 games. And here they are again trailing 1-0. In fact, for Latvia, they have led for just 6 minutes and 17 seconds out of the first 240 minutes. And here they are trailing again in their 5th game.
They fell behind Team USA 2-0, then scored the next 3 goals before Jordan Leopold tied it for the U.S. in the 3rd. The only point in the standings earned by either of these clubs so far. You talked about the size, the small size of Latvia. When you compare the two countries, Kazakhstan is the 2nd largest of the former Soviet republics, population of 15 million, twice the size of Alaska. Latvia, population of only 2.5 million, the size of West Virginia.
You know what? It's a proud group, and it's really, they're led by Artur Zerbe. I mean, talk about someone that's been a spokesman for the country. And they've really only had their independence for 15 years, and he is doing everything, and he understood what his position was, his stature as an NHL goaltender.
Oh, an opportunity in front for Antropov, turned aside by Naumov.
That's 2 great chances by Antropov in the first.
And now it's saved by Yeremaev on the other end, stopping Arvids Rakis.
Let's see, we got Vonage a couple of months ago. It was easy to install. I mean, I'm not really technical, like, at all, and it costs less, too. It's just $24.99 a month, and that includes voicemail, call waiting, caller ID, and a lot more at no extra charge. So we just love it.
We're not out to change the world, just the way you talk to it. Sign up now and get your first month free. Call 1-800-901-7091. High-speed internet connection required.
An idea is born. To build a vehicle that defies classification. Inspired by sports car design and propelled by a 320 horsepower engine. This brave idea is called the FX, and it's from a company called Infinity.
Kazakhstan leading Latvia 1-0. We have passed the midway point of this first period in Torino. First of 6 games today. The quarterfinal round tomorrow. And Sozolin's into the Kazakhstan zone.
And Finland has been the best team in the tournament up to this point. Who would have thought that? I knew they'd have a good team, but they have been dominant.
Finland 4-0. They have allowed 2 goals. They have 3 shutouts, 2 by Philadelphia Flyers goaltender Antero Niittymaki.
Yeah, who really wasn't even a selection to be on the team for the most part. And now Latvia, for the second time in this game, will be shorthanded. And there's why. That's the right call. Left leg. Throw out that left leg, as Ziadinch did there, and you're going to get called.
Ziadinch plays for the Stockton Thunder in California in the East Coast League. He attended college in Wisconsin at St. Norbert.
You know, this is a great opportunity for Kazakhstan. As we talked about before, you know, their 4 goals scored coming into this tournament was the fewest of any team playing. And so here they have the 1-0 lead in this game. Latvia's been bad in first periods, and now for Kazakhstan, they've got their second power play and a chance to take a 2-goal lead.
Number 55, Trochinski with the puck. And that shot turned aside. A stick save by Naumovs. Kept in the zone by Argokov.
And a smart thing to do for Kazakhstan, shoot the puck after Naumovs allowed that first goal, which was a soft one. Might as well shoot it.
Alexandrov with a wrist shot. And the puck cleared to the line, not out. Nice play by Argokov to keep it in. And this time it's cleared down ice by Latvia with just over a minute remaining on the Kazakhstan power play. And now a new power play unit sent out for Kazakhstan.
Well, they had one decent shot on that power play, but really they hit their own man. Trochinski was in front 55.
Puck played ahead by Rakis. And now Tsipras. Ahead for Strachkins, tied up at the line. And now an opportunity for Kazakhstan back the other way with a 1-0 lead. Kazakhstan's goal came at even strength, only the second even strength goal of this tournament.
And we haven't seen much out of Evgeny Koreshkov as of yet. Number 19, even though he does have an assist on the only goal that his brother scored. But he hasn't been able to get the puck in a shooting position as of yet, which is his strength.
Final 10 seconds of the power play for Kazakhstan. They never got that line out on the ice with Antropov and the 2 Koreshkovs.
Koreshkov's out there now, but it's a little late. You would think that the way he's been scoring in this tournament, 75% of the goals in the first 4 games scored by Koreshkov for his team. Get him on the ice, as many scoring positions and opportunities as you can.
Finally joined on the ice by his brother and Antropov after Ziadinch returned from the box. Pantalev with a drop pass over the stick of Tsipras. And now Koreshkov back the other way for Antropov. Now Alexander Koreshkov for Evgeny, and he fires wide.
All right, there's that shot. Boy, he gets himself in a position and right off the pass. And he did not miss by much.
First period. You can hear in the background the loud contingent from Latvia filling this arena, the Torino Espoo Sisioni. Marty Brodeur, the Team Canada goaltender, faced Latvia in the World Championships in 2005 during the NHL lockout. Brodeur went over to represent his country, and he said he got a headache during the game, and he could not communicate with his teammates due to the noise from the fans from Latvia.
Oh, good. So I'm not alone.
No. You only have to communicate with me. The late penalty coming up against Kazakhstan. Pass across, the save by Yeremayev, and a whistle from the referee Larking, and now some extracurricular activity. The initial penalty was going to be called on Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Vasilchenko, I believe, is going to get the penalty. Power play Latvia coming up.
Imagine you had a great idea and shared it with the world. To make it a better place. To make it cleaner and quieter. To make people more comfortable. Businesses more successful. The world more connected. Would an idea that great ever fly? It will, and like nothing else. Boeing, forever new frontiers.
Tambiev, Semyonovs, and Nijevic up front for Latvia on the power play. Ozolic on one point, Tabunchov's on the other. Shot by Ozolic. Steered into the corner. Play there by Nijevic.
Ozolic wants the puck. I mean, he's all over.
Now an opportunity in front. Score! Tambiev's.
I think Kazakhstan shot the puck in their own net. I'm thinking it was 64. Argakov. Watch what happens.
Yep.
Oh, it's a perfect shot. Beats his own goaltender right through the legs. He saw the loose puck. He wanted to just get to the loose puck before the Latvian player could get there. And watch what he does. His goaltender through the legs to tie it. At a goal apiece. That'll be a power play goal for Latvia. And this game is tied. For Kazakhstan, they came in as the second most penalized team in the tournament. And they take one penalty. When you do things like that, you're going to get back to the bench, and the coach is going to say, what are you doing?
Latvia had been 0 for their last 19 on the power play. In soccer, that would be an own goal, but it is credited to Tambiev's, his first from Nijevic at 15-13.
There it is again. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, you know, when you look at it, you think, what was he doing? And I think that's what the coach was asking, same thing. I mean, he just shot it right at his goaltender.
So a power play goal for Latvia. And we are tied at 1. Puck carried into the Kazakhstan zone by former Bruin and Islander Grigory Pantaleev, number 13 on the ice for Latvia. Puck knocked away from Strastinch, and now Kazakhstan through the neutral zone with 4 minutes remaining in period 1 in a 1-1 game. Ogorodnikov moving the puck in behind the Latvian net. Strastinch is on it there. Kept alive with a shot by Antipin was blocked and cleared down by Arvids Rakis. Alexander Koreshkov with the goal for Kazakhstan. Leonids Tambievs for Latvia. Antropov with the puck. Antropov turned back by Saviels. Antropov on it again. Looking for Alexander Koreshkov. Puck picked off, clear to the line, and held in by Savenkov. Koreshkov behind the net. Is stopped by Naumovs.
And again, Antropov in front of the net. He's had a couple of chances in this period. This game tied at a goal apiece.
You think plans. Office Depot thinks paper. You think locations. Office Depot thinks laptops. You think how to build your business. Office Depot thinks how to supply it. And now through Saturday, get 20% off on all Christopher Lowell brand furniture and chairs. So hurry in. You take care of business. Office Depot takes care of you.
Taking care of business.
Kazakstan and Latvia are tied at 1. Late first period. Joe, 3 of the 4 leading scorers in this tournament all play on one line for Team Finland. Teemu Selänne, Jari Lehtinen, and Saku Koivu.
Yeah, they've been unstoppable. The teams they play try to check them and shut them down. They haven't been able to do it. Talk about playing every part of the game at the highest level. That's what that line in Team Finland has done to this point.
22 points in 4 games for that line. Selänne leading the tournament with 6 goals. He has 20 career Olympic goals in only 21 games.
You know what? He looks like he's a 25-year-old again. He's flying around the ice, having fun, playing hard.
The other player in the top 4 in scoring is Marian Hossa of Slovakia with 4 goals, 3 assists. He had the game winner 2 days ago against Kazakhstan, saved by Yeremeyev on that shot off the stick of Saviels.
Shots now 10-8 favoring Kazakhstan, and that's been another problem that Kazakhstan has had. You might imagine a low-scoring team. They've been outshot every game they've played. But this has been a very good first period. And these two rivals going at one another. We've seen the coaches on both sides going up and down the bench, very active with their players. And the power play goal for Latvia has tied it here late in this first period.
Latvia with the puck, a shoulder save by Yeremeyev, and that shot by Sipolis.
Yeah, it looked like that shot was deflected.
Yeremeyev lost his footing behind the net. Puck kept in the zone by Latvia. Pantaleyev with under a minute to go in the period. And now it's shot up the boards and out. Poloshenko dropping it off, and that shot wide off the stick of Trashinsky. Pantaleyev back the other way. Pantaleyev moving to the net, and it was partially blocked from behind by Kolodyaev. Pantaleyev centers. Now moving into the slot, shooting, and the glove saved by Yeremeyev on Cyprus with 31 seconds to go.
What a save. That was a great glove save. Both teams exchanging chances. And the last chance right here by Cyprus, watch him just step in, and then the quick wrist shot right there. And the reaction by Yeremeyev with the glove. Boy, that's a great save. Look at that glove save. Boy, that thing was going just underneath the crossbar, just inside the post.
Ozolic fires, and Yeremeyev blockers it into the far corner. 20 seconds to go in the period. Latvia applying pressure in a 1-1 game. And now the puck flipped out to center with 10 seconds. Chelyakov. Here against Latvia. Oh, what a stop. Big save by Naumovs as time runs out in this first period. The opportunity for Konstantin Shafranov during the delayed penalty call.
Well, this was a first period that started off defensively, and then as the period wound on, We saw more intensity by both teams, and then a little bit more offense by both teams.
Each team with 11 shots. Kazakhstan will start the second period on the power play. Latvia and Kazakhstan tied at 1.
The 20th Olympic Winter Games on the networks of NBC are brought to you by AIG. For insurance, loans, and retirement, AIG.
Through all life's crazy twists, hairpin turns, and nail-biting drama, there's one organization you can count on to help you stay the course. The strength of the AIG companies means we'll be there for you. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG.
The things we've tried, when all along, the secret to healthy hair reinvented Head & Shoulders. The Hydra Zinc formula delivers 6 times the moisturizers to your scalp and hair. It's healthy, beautiful, and 100% flake-free. Surprise yourself with one of the 9 formulations of the new Head & Shoulders. Truly healthy hair starts at the scalp.
Introducing Kraft Natural Cheese Crumbles.
The Crumbelievable.
New Kraft Crumbles. Intense nuggets of real Kraft cheese crumbled right off the block to give your favorite foods the big cheese taste you love.
The thing you crave. That big cheese taste that blows you away. The Crumbelievable.
New Kraft Crumbles. Good. They're Crumbelievable.
When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with
Some
you.
people are happier at work than others. They're using Kyocera printers and copiers. Kyocera. Advanced technology that's simple to use, more reliable on the network, and lets you share documents with ease. They're people-friendly. People-friendly printers and copiers. Only from Kyocera.
The whole world smiles with you.
This Hockey Intermission Report is brought to you by Lenovo.
We are in intermission number 1. Latvia and Kazakhstan are tied at 1 apiece. And we welcome you back to our studio. Bill Clement with 18-year NHL veteran Ray Ferraro. Not unexpectedly, a competitive game, 1-1 at the end of 1.
Yeah, it took a while for the guys to get their legs moving, but you're absolutely right. The period was played much as we thought, and would expect that it would be 1-1 or evenly played after the first period. The Kazakhstanis get on the board first. This is Alexander Koreshkov. This is a shot that should be stopped by the Latvian goaltender. 1-0. Kazakhstan gets in front. Really, they've only scored 5 goals in the tournament, so that's somewhat of a surprise.
It's a big lead.
Oh, it's a huge lead for them. But Leonid Tambiev ties the score late in the period, 1-1. We go to period 2, much as we would expect in a game like this.
One of the goals that you saw was scored by one of the Koreshkov brothers. It was Alex on the goal, but Evgeny, the brother that assisted, leads Kazakhstan in scoring here. He led the Russian Super League in scoring in 98-99. Some people might be asking, why haven't we seen him in the NHL?
Well, first of all, he's 35 years old, but when he was in the prime of his career, at the time when he led the Russian Elite League, the NHL was looking for bigger, stronger players. They weren't looking for small, fast, skilled players, where a player like him would fit in now. I think of a player like Maxim Shashinsky, who played 30 games with Minnesota Wild a couple of years ago. He's a player that general managers may look at now.
And you mentioned that the too small then, maybe not too small now. There are eyes watching these players in these games that are seemingly meaningless that are important eyes.
most of the general managers in the National Hockey League know the top players, of course, because they play in the National Hockey League. This is a free scouting trip for them. All the other best players in the world are sitting in the same venues. A team like Germany has a couple of forwards that National Hockey League GMs could be interested in. I mentioned Maxim Shashinsky from the Russian team as well. These are players that can play in the new style of the game.
Time for us to fess up. We're scouting here in Torino too, except we're scouting restaurants.
And there's some good ones.
There are. When we come back, we'll set the schedule for the rest of the day and talk about why everyone in Group B is jockeying for a specific position to match up where they want against Group A in the crossover. We'll have that after these messages.
This is Spin. This is Spin on Hardball. Nobody stops the spin like Chris Matthews. Hardball with Chris Matthews. Weeknights at 7 on MSNBC.
Torino, Italy. Now you can wear what the athletes are wearing. Click shop for the Roots collection, because the hottest looks aren't on the runway. They're online.
MSN.
AMCO Transmissions wants you to know. After 12 months, your transmission fluid can turn old and dirty. Problem is, many shops only replace 4 quarts. That's why there's AMCO's Power Purge. It replaces all 12, and that's better for your transmission. The Power Purge, only $99.95 at AMCO.
The Golf Channel, Tuesday nights. Beyond the beauty of paradise lies a dramatic golf competition like no other. Dreams of playing on the LPGA Tour are on the line, but this is the big break, and it's perform under pressure or go home. Who will thrive under pressure? Who will falter when it matters most? Watch the thrilling new season of the Big Break 5, Hawaii. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Central on the Golf Channel.
The happy family neighborhoods of a simpler day were close to my heart. The world has changed a lot since we were kids, but some things haven't changed. Having a good home in a good neighborhood with good schools is still the American dream. And the best part is, it doesn't have to be a dream. That's why I build homes.
Lakewood Homes. For more information, phone toll-free or visit us online.
It was once the capital of Italy, and for these 2 weeks, it is definitely the capital of the world of sports. And we want to remind everybody that following Latvia and Kazakhstan, we got 5 more men's games to bring you today. Switzerland and Italy gets underway less than half hour from now. At 9:30 a.m. Eastern, still here on MSNBC, we'll have Finland and Germany. Then at 10:30, we'll bring you Canada and the Czech Republic. Our final 2 games of the day, Sweden and Slovakia at 2 p.m. A couple of teams playing very well here in Torino. And then over on USA Network, we'll have the United States and Russia at 2:30 Eastern as we welcome you back to the studio, Bill Clement and Ray Ferraro. All right, next game is going to be Switzerland and Italy. They are Group A, but it is the eyes of Group B and all of the teams that are really going to be watching this game for a specific reason.
Well, everybody seems to be jockeying for position to play the Swiss. It is funny, the Swiss have been one of the best stories of this tournament, yet they still don't have the same look as some of the other teams in their pool. Finland, Canada, and the Czech Republic are the other 3 teams. If Sweden loses to Slovakia, and their coach, Bent Gustafsson, has said in a Swedish newspaper, we'll look at what's best for our team, which makes you think they're not going to start Henrik Lundqvist in goal. If they lose their game, they'll play the Swiss, and that is the matchup they want. Everybody is fearful still of the Canadians and the Czech Republic.
I mean, we've seen teams do this in the past, and we've seen it in different pro sports leagues where a team says, you know what, we're going to do much better against this other team, so we're going to jockey for position. We might not start our A group, and it has come back to bite them.
It certainly does. You have to be careful going into these matchups. You want to be playing as well as you can when you get to the crossover game. I always find it interesting that everybody tries to piece their way into the team that they match up the best against. I think it's more important for your team to be playing well, for everybody to be comfortable in their roles, to get into the next round. One thing you do have to remember, though, the games are tomorrow. The important crossover game is tomorrow. There is no rest between today's last game, which really doesn't mean a whole lot, and tomorrow's do-or-die game.
If there's one team that wants to keep their momentum going as far as playing well, when you look at all the teams, I mean, to me, Finland jumps right off the page.
Well, I think there's two of them. I would agree. Finland, of course, because they're 4-0 and they have everything going pretty well for them. But I think it's very important for the Swiss to play well against Italy today. They are a decided underdog against anybody that they play in the crossover game. Things have gone well for them. I thought they took a little bit of a step back against Germany. They want to play an aggressive game today to make sure they go into that crossover game at their very best.
So there are teams that don't want to lose their momentum. There are teams such as Canada and the U.S. that are looking to try to gain some momentum. So different priorities here.
Yeah, you're right. But with anything for Canada and the U.S., it doesn't even have to be a win. It has to be a well-played game.
For Canada, my kingdom for a goal, any kind of goal. Come back to Torino shortly. First, the latest news headlines from MSNBC and Randy Meyer.
MSNBC keeps you up to the minute. Hello, everyone. I'm Randy Meyer. Officials from Russia and Iran have ended 2 days of talks on a Russian offer to enrich uranium for Tehran. There are no signs of progress in those talks, but Russia's foreign minister refuses to call the negotiations a failure. 2 Republican governors are suggesting legal action could block an Arab company from taking over operations of some major American ports. New York's Governor Pataki and Maryland's Governor Robert Early says they have doubts about a state-owned business in the United Arab Emirates taking over a British company that has been running 6 ports here in the U.S. Jury selection of the death penalty trial of Zaccharis Moussaoui will continue this morning. The judge in the case is seeking to qualify a panel of 85 prospective jurors by the end of the week. The lawyer for Andrea Yates wants pictures of her children banned from her retrial. Yates admitted drowning her 5 children. She has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. That is the latest news right here on MSNBC. I'll send you now back to your Olympic coverage.
Allison, Monday's the night. I'm coming to Mondays.
Allison! I'm sorry, did I wake you? I just wanted to know if you were all set for The Apprentice moving to Monday nights.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Monday nights go from huge to medium. Great, I thought you'd like it.
The Apprentice is moving to Monday, 9/8 Central, right before medium, only on NBC.
I'll just show myself out.
I've had the very best health care in the world this past year. I'm walking today because I had state-of-the-art health care. And I don't think it's right in a country as wealthy as we are here in the United States, as technologically advanced, that there are people here who have to choose between buying prescription medicine or buying food, or who don't get the best prosthetics the way I have, and who are still in wheelchairs and can't walk because they don't have access. That's just wrong. We need health care for all Americans. I am Tammy Duckworth, and I approve this message.
They've waited, fingers crossed. Anticipation, dressed up with everywhere to go. 31 days of Oscar, February 1st through March 3rd. Leading up to the Academy Awards, Sunday, March 5th. 360 movies, completely commercial-free. On Turner Classic Movies.
Brought to you locally by AccuLaser, the stop smoking, cool laser treatment that's 90% effective with one visit. Call 877-989-LIFE and walk out a non-smoker.
You need a refill, Dad.
Mom, can I take your lip gloss?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Let me open that, Nana.
Every kid should be like you.
To learn more, visit drugfree.org.
Last day of preliminary play, men's hockey. We kick it off with Latvia and Kazakhstan Group B game, and after one period, Latvia won, Kazakhstan won.
This has been the Hockey Intermission Report, brought to you by Lenovo.
Hey, Peg, you daydreaming again? If you'll decide to star in your own life, you'll be getting these flowers. I'm off to work.
Match.com is now working with Dr. Phil. We'll show you who, he'll show you how. Visit Match.com today.
Today, a soldier sees a snapshot of the terrain, a pilot an image of the airspace, the commander a view of the mission. But they're all part of a bigger picture. That's why Boeing is helping create a remarkable network to gather and analyze data from every source, then deliver the right information instantly. So the bigger picture is a safer world. Boeing, forever new frontiers.
An idea is born. To build a vehicle that defies classification. Inspired by sports car design and propelled by a 320 horsepower engine. This brave idea is called the FX, and it's from a company called Infinity.
With Vonage, I talk as much as I want and pay a lot less. It's just $24.99 a month, and that includes voicemail, caller ID, three-way calling, and a lot more. The voice quality's great, and I even get to keep my same phone and phone number. I've had Vonage for 4 months. Should have gotten it a long time ago.
We're not out to change the world, just the way you talk to it. Sign up now and get your first month free. Call 1-800-901-7091. High-speed internet connection required.
Is your relationship in its early years? Or are you old pals? Are you close friends in the great indoors? Or a family in a full house? Are you living the Purina Cat-Chow way of life? Essential nutrition for each life stage or lifestyle, and access to behaviorists, nutritionists, and vets for a happy, healthy life together. Physical, emotional, complete. That's the Purina Cat-Chow way of life. Indoor cats crave wholesome grains and garden greens. Feed them Purina Cat-Chow indoor formula for a happy, healthy way of life.
Entertaining first period, both on the ice and in the stands. Huge contingent on hand from Latvia as we welcome you back to the Torino Esposizione. We get set for period 2, and Kazakhstan will start on the power play.
Yeah, it was a good first period. Again, the teams I thought were conservative to start the game, but as time wore on, as we got towards the end of the period, we saw more of the long passes, the stretch passes, better scoring opportunities, and Kazakhstan scored the first goal of the game, and before Latvia came back to tie it on a power play late in the period, and now Kazakhstan with another opportunity to start this second period. And this time, they do have their leading goal scorer on the ice.
Along with today's goal scorer, Alexander Koreshkov, who has the puck, bottled up by Seaprus. Evgeny Koreshkov is number 19. He has 3 goals in the tournament. Nick Andropov, number 80, with the puck. And it deflects off the stick of Andrei Savinkov up into the Kazakhstan bench.
There's Koreshkov. He's not a real big player, but again, he's got that nose for finding the open areas. And a very quick release on the shot, and gets a lot of velocity on the shot. That was the first game. And that was his goal. You saw the great hands there. He's got a great shot. Look at this play. And the guy can handle the puck, and he can shoot the puck. You know how quick that was. I mean, that was on his stick to his backhand and in the net in a split second.
Almost as fast as his teammate put the puck into his own net.
Yeah. Let's see if he's on the bench this period.
Here's Semyonov's shorthanded. Kills some time on this Kazakhstan power play. Under a minute to go on the Tribune-Chov's penalty. Antropov into the Latvia zone, dropping it off Koreshkov. Shemelin back to Alexander Koreshkov. Down low, Antropov lost the puck in his skates. Now stick handling. And the drive by Vasilchenko was blocked. Koreshkov then stopped by Naumov.
And Ozelinch on the play apologizes to his goaltender. And what a scoring opportunity. One shot, deflected, there it is. Oh, what a save. Naumov, watch his right leg, right skate. Right there, just reaches out with it, makes a beautiful save. Gorgeous save to keep this game tied at 1.
27 seconds remaining on the Kazakhstan power play. Rakis able to clear down ice for Latvia. Both teams looking for their first win in Torino. Final game for both. Hooper dropping it off, and that shot wide off the stick of Dudarev. Kept it at the line by Pupkov. Final seconds of the penalty. Tribune chops out of the box. Wrist shot goes high and wide. Off the stick of Dudarev, and Latvia clears.
Kazakhstan's had a few scoring opportunities, and they missed the net quite a few times.
Only one shot on goal on the power play, and the big save by Aumas. Popkov for Kazakhstan for Dudarev. Remember, prior to the 92 games, athletes from both Latvia and Kazakhstan competed as part of the Soviet Union.
And you know what you see when you watch these two teams play? I mentioned they started off playing conservatively, but that old system in the Soviet Union of handling the puck, keeping control of the puck, the play's not there, turn back, not necessarily dumping the puck in. I mean, we haven't hardly seen that in this game, where either team has dumped the puck in to go get it. They keep control of the puck, and that's something that I think is ingrained in the way they learn the game as young kids. That old Soviet system of puck control is very evident in this game.
Tomorrow is the 26th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, the victory by Team USA over Russia in Lake Placid. One of the leading scorers on Russia that year, Helmut Balderas, and he was of Latvian descent, and he is now the vice president of the Latvian Ice Hockey Federation.
One of the great skaters of all time. Tremendous speed. Helmut Balderas spent a little time in the National Hockey League with the Minnesota North Stars, but his greatest moments were as a member of the Soviet Union. You know, so you've got Balderas running the Hockey Federation. You've got Artur Zerbe, who continues to play and do everything he can for his country. You've got the 2006 World Championship coming up in Latvia.
In the capital city of Riga. Raczynski with the puck.
That place is going to be crazy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And Telev with a pass for Ozelinch. Looked to hit the trailer, Sipolis, but he was tugged from behind.
Might have got away with one.
Yep. In fact, the reason Latvia is here, Latvian hockey team in Torino, they qualified back in February of 05, a year ago.
Speaking of miracles.
Yeah, in a game that has come to be known as the Miracle in Riga.
Yeah, that was something. I mean, they trailed 4-2.
Yeremaev with the save on Pujas.
Good save by Yeremaev. But they trailed 4-2 with 6 minutes to go and end up winning the game. They pulled their goaltender with over 5 minutes remaining in the game, scored one goal, then scored another, then another, and ended up winning it 5-4 to qualify for this.
And that win was over Belarus, who pulled off the big upset in Salt Lake City in their final round match with Sweden.
Are you sure you won't fall again?
Don't you remember the famous man who had to fall to rise again? So pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again.
DHL is proud to support the 2006 Olympic Spirit Award, given to athletes like Dan Jansen.
Good morning, Mr. Jansen.
Who never give up.
I know what that feels like.
Go to DHL-USA.com to vote for this year's winners.
We are with the sun smiling on us. What is ours, what is ours, what is ours is golden, golden, golden. Here we are, here we are, here we are.
Isn't it funny how the more you save, the more you smile?
Fourth power play of the game for Kazakhstan with Mamonovs in the penalty box. Shemelin with a drive, and that one's blocked. It was caught up in the equipment of Rakis, so play is stopped.
That's a great play. That is an absolute great play by Rakis. He released from the front of the net, and that's a dangerous play on the long shot to try and figure out where the puck is going to be. And Rakis is here in front, and he'll end up, I mean, the passing around, and watch, keep an eye on Rakis. He'll just, as they move the puck around, and he eventually came out and made a beautiful sliding block of the shot. The puck got caught up in his equipment, and the whistle blew. Beautiful play.
Vasilchenkov and Pupkov on the point. Vasilchenkov with a drive, and that goes wide to the left.
Missed the net again.
Antropov with the puck, dropping it off for Alexander Koreshkov. Antropov setting up right side of the net. Evgeny Koreshkov stopped by Naumov.
There's that quick release by Evgeny, and a good save again.
Alexander Koreshkov with the puck, under a minute remaining on the Kazakhstan power play. Antropov slides it across, loose in the slot, now played behind the net by Antropov. Out to Vasilchenko. Kazakhstan 0 for 3 on the power play. Alexander Koreshkov with a shot. That's blocked by the defense and clear.
Well, Kazakhstan doing a good job of moving the puck around. The best chance came from their best goal scorer, Koreshkov.
Now Pantaleyev with the puck. Latvia shorthanded for another 25 seconds. Pantaleyev comes out in front, turns and shoots off the side of the net.
Great play. That started in the far corner. When he noticed he didn't have, he only had one player on him, he said, I'm going to just keep going. Went around the net, did a little spin move, and just missed on the short side with the shot.
Power play is over. Romanov's out of the box. Kazakhstan 0 for 4. Shot by Ogorodnikov, and that's gloved by Naumov.
Naumov's has played well. And there's the goal scorer that we've talked about, Evgeny Koreshkov. He goes to the front. Look at him. Now watch his hands. When you're checking him, you got to get the stick. You got to get the stick. He's a great shooter. There it is. I mean, that's a bad place to stand. He was close. He was only a foot away, but it doesn't do any good if you don't get the stick.
Kovalenko with a shot, and it's gloved by Naumov.
Now it's like, Brett Hull, one of the great goal scorers. You could be hanging all over him, all over. And he'll score all night. The latest shot, easy save.
Getting back to that miracle in Riga, qualifying game won by Latvia over Belarus 5-4. The tying and winning goals were scored 33 seconds apart. Very symbolic for the Latvian players because their captain in Salt Lake while playing in a game in Latvia last year, he wore number 33.
That's something, isn't it? I mean, he was loved by his country and teammate. Boy, what a hit that was. What a
Ogorodnikov heading off slowly to the Kazakhstan bench.
Be prepared for whatever weather throws at you with Rain-X wiper blades.
Yeah, what a hit. Semyonov's with the hit. And he's sore all over. First he grabbed his shoulder, then his head. Now it looked like the right side of his jaw. Now his mouth.
Semyonov's with the hit on Andre.
The middle in the offensive zone, you better expect to get hit. And it was a clean hit, shoulder hit. That hurt everything.
And the player
back, I mean, his head, his neck, his jaw, his mouth, shoulder.
The player from Latvia who made the hit, Semyonov's, he scored the game winner in that miracle in Riga. Kazakhstan and Latvia remain tied at 1 as we send you to the studio and Bill Clement.
Kenny, thank you. We're going to keep everyone updated on Latvia and Kazakhstan, but we'd like to take you to a game of greater importance in the standings right now, Switzerland and Italy. So we'll go to Palosport Olimpico